The Medium is premiering a membership and also a mentorship, which is offering all the courses Tanya has created and will create on magic, medicine, ritual practices, currently including the Energy Body Demystified, the Foundation to Healing, $888 unlocked. Soul Listening Solitude, a Growing Meditation Library, normally $111 unlocked. Along with Love the Skin You're In, Become Heart-Centric, and this mini-series, normally $222. A Witcher's Way to Manifesting, Monetizing Your Medicine in this 40-day immersion to manifestation, $397 coming February 2023. Uncover Secrets of the Other World, the Elemental World, the Gateway to the Imagination, the Shaman's Portal, and so much more. Also coming soon, normally $444. Voices of the Other World, a follow-up to Secrets of the Other World, connecting with the beings of the unseen world who can assist us so that we become an ally, working with them to align in a new way of being. Normally $777 coming soon after Secrets of the Other World, part of the mentorship and membership offer. This opportunity also comes with a private community, a village to commune and ask questions, private group on Facebook, and a shaman village in the portal. Over 11 recorded sessions, video and audio, written materials to support you, numerous meditations and rituals as well, and an experiential opportunity. And the bonuses are amazing. Bonus 1, the first 20 people to sign up get a free 15-minute intuitive divination session with me, valued at $75. Bonus 2, all members are going to get Soul Listening Solitude free, valued at $111. I am adding so much more to the Shaman Healing Academy, including monthly group sessions, soul support, rituals, and more. Sign up today and you will get an email from me with more details. Ashe, ashe, ashe.
Inshallah and ashe. I've got a raspy voice today. However, I am drinking my lemon water in my cute little mug. But welcome to a Wisdom of Wednesday and all my replay and live stream viewers out there. Either way, I'm grateful to have you here. And while we're waiting for people to hop onto the live stream, the daily snippet, the show, or listen to the replay, how are we feeling after the ripple of the eclipse? Just going to the depths, those inner caverns, and tapping into the deepest aspects of our heart and our intuition. It's like we're taking a deep dive, diving deep, while assisting at the same time in aligning the choices of what's going to happen next. So with your left hand on your heart, protected, and off we go. We just go for it. Even if the choices are tough, it's kind of time by design to really make them. And intuitively, we're going to know what's in the highest good for each and every, for the all, really. And again, I am on the high of still watching a Zoom call with Bruce Lipton. So amazing shout out to the Shift Network for that. So grateful. But just know that the decisions that we're making today aren't for the faint of heart. It's the cords that we're going to remove and the cords that we are going to add, streaming in first, by the way. But once they're undone, these threads, they are undone for good. They can't be undone. What does that mean? You can't put them back. So this is an infinite power. It's an absolute energy of yours truly, Scorpio. And Scorpio possesses. So if you feel as if you have been in a hazy fog, you're unable to create that sacred chalice, your personal safety net or energetic boundaries or otherwise, go to the core center of your heart, including your left hand, meditate and be centered there. So the key to the frequency is heart-centered, intuition-guided decisions, our heart and our crown. And the universe are the ones that are kind of signing off on it, like it's the ticket, if you will, signing on the dotted line. But the initiation of it is actually going to be taken tomorrow. So if you're able to feel the power of the transformation that started with this eclipsed moon, maybe you could sense a deeper level of potential, a more profound way to connect with others in a more authentic way. Authenticity. I'm thinking of nature. Nature transforms. It's being authentic. And that's where the sauce is. So we do have the universe assisting us to get to the heart of the matter. So have we surrendered yet? It does take some serious courage and a breath and a pause to jump in kind of courage. And the very offering of the breakdown to the breakthrough energy there. So it's like one lights up and one clears the way. So you may be enjoying a roller coaster ride. I'd say enjoy it. The emotional highs and the emotional lows. So it's like surfing the weaves or the webs, but being in the zone of neutrality, holding that zone for the foundation so your ride is more successful. And just remember, we are doing great. That's my mantra. But with that, welcome to the Daily Snippet. I am your host. I'm a practicing holistic shaman and medium, an otherworldly life coach, and a subtle energetic surgeon. But I do go by the term holistic shaman medium, which is a merging of it all, a blending. But my intention is to utilize these indigenous ways, these technologies, along with the elemental realms, our original divine blueprint, and navigate what's called our soul's harmonic through these realms, elemental, imaginal, into and through the shaman's portal, our eighth energetic star center, if you will, the subtle realms, and really so much more. With offerings, prescriptions, and rituals, I might add the otherworldly kind, to really add to your own juice, the flavor, the sauce of your ingredients, your personal container, which is also known as your personal medicine, your prime directive, just assisting you in discovering your own innate inner genius, what that personal medicine is, the star that I believe we each uniquely are, so that our light, our magical essence shines brighter, and in doing so, to get us to the other side, I guess. But my name is Tanya D, and welcome to my virtual medicine room. And if you have yet to subscribe to my channel, please do, YouTube or otherwise. I do have some other channels, right? Don't we all? Tanya D on YouTube and Musing with Tanya D, my podcast. The Otherworldly Insight season. I'm still looking for next year's coined season, but out for your musing pleasure. We do have the season of Scorpio. We have Hades, Pluto in the house, setting the shaman's portal, really, our soul star, that eighth energetic center, the mystical and the imaginal. But I also like to give a shout out to the community, the village, all of you new subscribers out there. So grateful for that. And those of you that have also been a part of my journey since the beginning. I see you, I hear you, I feel you, gratitude as well. And also for those of you that are tuning into the replay. And if you don't mind hitting the bell button so you're notified, along with, I guess, the white button. It's like follow the white rabbit. I don't know. That's what comes up every time I think of the white button. But a comment or a share does get you a message for your day to get you on your way. And of course, you can find me on other social channels, TikTok, Instagram, even Pinterest, by the way, Facebook. However, as per usual, if your soul's nudging you, possibly dragging, kicking, and screaming, because that's often what happens, to dive on deeper into the realms of the other world, head on over to my Musing corridor. This is my digital library in the sky. I do offer one-on-ones, by the way. You'll see those. But it's a venue where I have some amazing opportunities to assist you, along with a private sacred circle, a community to utilize as well. I am your otherworldly assistant. You truly are your own healer, but sometimes we need somebody to get us out of our own cosmic way, because that's usually what happens, right? And as you've seen the intro there, if your soul's really calling out to you to join the Shamanic Healing Academy, you could totally see what's in the sauce. It's a combination, or options actually, either a mentorship or a membership opportunity with that. But the Daily Snippet is about healing. That's what I'm talking about. Energetic boundaries, the insights of the other world, the world of spirit, the elementals, ancestors, and so much more. So it does probably get a little confusing, I must admit, just to myself. But today's about taking the lead in our daily life. It's kind of an indecisive or decisive energy. We get to choose. This helps us become our own boss, and often it feels like just a heavy-duty responsibility. Maybe like you're behind on your tasks at work, or maybe you need to clean the house. Maybe you're feeling the heaviness or the burdens of being responsible. So it's really a great day to clear that emotional field. Even though the mind is all about hammering us on the head to get things done, do this, do this, do that, you know, like we're not doing enough. It's our emotional field that in essence needs the cleansing, the clarities, the waters, and meditation, soliciting your inner solitude. That really is our greatest asset for energy. But being out in nature even, that's a great one in essence. So we are kind of drawing the bridge, deciding on the structures of our day, our day-to-day bridge, our day-to-day walls, I guess, is what I'm talking about. With the environment around us, doing feng shui in our home, just like we can do feng shui for our body. and closing the drawbridge and opening up a new drawbridge, or possibly both. So it's an energy that's kind of been on the forefront it's been building, gravitating for a while. So our heart knows it's the right thing to do if we feel safer for doing it. But if worry and doubt and tension is resolved, then our heart truly knows it was the right thing to do, that you made the right choice for your own personal drawbridge. So it's about accessing these filters through our heart and our intuition channel. That's where the drawbridge is outside of us. So even down to the timeline of how much and even to what degree, like the nth degree or the first degree, we get to decide. So taking all the time that we need for our personal discovery as we navigate our own drawbridge. So decisions are also known as incisions in consciousness. Something pretty curious there. But I did it again. I just realized I forgot to share the planets. These are your options. I did put Neptune up there. We still have Pluto and Saturn. So just type that in the comments who you're going with today. And today I'm bringing in the Fae. So we do have some cosmic otherworldlies that are doing great, by the way. They're still on my desk. But on the elemental highway, it's also a great day. Let's get rid of that. We've got a yang fire tiger of a day. It's a being yin day. And the yang fire of this day represents the spirit of our day, or spirit of the person. That's what the day master is. And yang fire, the being, it's likely to be excitable, it's lively, quick to respond, can come across very passionate. But the tiger feeds the yang fire, which is containing the yang wood, also yang fire and yang earth, which is in storage. So it's like the mountain, the deepest core of the mountain. And the yin metal on the month, that is wealth for our day. So that also creates water, but it's putting out the fires. We've got two big water forces. And our day is weak in the season of the winter because the water's getting stronger, right? Those are opposing forces. And winter is arriving. So our day has a hard time providing the warmth. It's kind of lonely out there. And the tigers are actually too wet or overly watered by both of those big yang waters because they're stronger. They're in season. And the tiger is, heading into winter, losing its wardrobe, I guess you could say. But it's also, the tigers are, at the same time, they're taking away energy from the water because it feeds them. So the water on the heavenly stem is also part of this whole story. And the yang earth, the mountain, is in storage. It is helping, but it's helping with the water, the yang water, to give guidance, is what I'm trying to say. And the big waters there are also reflecting light of our day, the yang fire. So this all plays out as long as it's kind of kept under control by the mountains that are hidden underneath. But the fire is definitely needed. Earth, it could be dry or wet earth. So it's a day to go to the mountains, build a nice warming fire, heating at home, cooking. Cooking is also a fire element that is very nurturing for that fire energy. Our neighboring god is the communicator, which I'm doing great communicating today. Storytelling, communicating. So it is a great day to communicate. But the energy is not quite at a half tank, but it is about communication. And on the year, we have charisma. So it's a day for some charismatic communication. It's at a less than a quarter of a tank, though, the energy. So it's like it's running out of gas. It's not full steam. However, it's still there. So that is awesome. And as I go through the announcements, here are your options again. Neptune, Saturn, and Pluto. I find it curious, the images of how different they look close up, which is kind of, I think it's kind of cool. Just stargazing, I guess. But the Musing meditation, it's still out if you've yet to tune in. And if you don't mind taking a selfie and tag me, show how it was for you. It's the Beaver blood moon. Lots of cosmic energy at play there. And the Musing with Tanya D podcast, Pluto's in the house, the powerhouse, and our boundaries. So that's what the podcast is about. The energy of transformation and power, the rise of the phoenix, Pluto. So it should have been in your inbox, by the way, as well. And again, the Shamanic Healing Academy, those doors are open. You can explore that opportunity as well. Lots of cool things are happening in there. The links are in the show notes. As always, it's going to be a hub. I'm super excited about it. I'm still mapping it out a little bit. However, it is ready. So you do have some options to be a part of it, a membership or a mentorship. I'm really about options because we need more options, right? I would see options as opinions. We've got different ones. So you've got your opinion of how that works for you. And for the first 20 people, not only do you get Soliciting Solitude for free, but you also get a 15-minute intuitive divination session with yours truly, rolling the shell, seeing what the bones have to say. And we also have the Energy Body Demystified for free. So if you decide it's $55 a month for membership to get in, or really you could pay over $1,000 for the opportunity if I was to separate each of them, plus more, or be part of the mentorship and take it up a notch. Just truly listen to your soul and navigate your spirit. Okay, so on with the messages. I brought in the Fae. It's a Fae-filled day, I must say. So here we've got our little girl here. Oh, I keep getting this weird glitch. Oh, I hit the folder button. That's so strange. It's a Fae-filled day. So if you chose Saturn, you get the maiden. She's part of the she, the lords and the ladies of the hills. So these are the old ones. And the Fae, all the Fae dance, but the she do so to mediate the powerful energies of the singers, to bring this energy into manifestation throughout the worlds. They do this for the pure essence of joy, the joy molecules, which is awesome. And the 14, this is being mindful of what we law of attract to our heart space. So does that thought belong or does it not belong? Is it helping the heart or is it hindering and hurting the heart? You know, words can be toxic. It's all playing out in our day-to-day world, our daily life. But the maiden represents auspicious beginnings, its birth, its joy, its growth, hope. And we all need that, right? We all need that. She's so sparkly and so cute. She's sitting on my desk. But from her crown of light to her star jewel toes, she literally is the maiden of pure joy. So that is what generates the growth throughout all of the world. So she's the kind of fairy that when she smiles, troubles melt away. When she dances, flowers spring from the ground and things burst into bloom. So she's the maiden that the pixies learn the dance that keeps the other worlds turning and possibly our world turning as well for that matter. But she sees the magic and the light in everything, and she takes endless delight in it. So even though the maiden is this wonderful, powerful essence, she's still a child. She still needs to be cared for, nurtured, cherished as well. So when she takes the form of a flower, someone must see that she gets the water and she gets the sun. So whenever we look after something new or young, that's when we're caring for this energy called the maiden. So when she's in the form of a flower, a blossom, a real baby, or a new idea, she then in turn is likely to switch between joyfulness and being gratefully receiving all the nurturing that she gets. Just insisting though, however, on independence that she really isn't actually ready for yet. But she also knows deep within herself what she needs to do and also to become so she can move towards this with the directness of being a child. But the maiden is also simplicity and the curiosity of a child, seeing with those unclouded, unfiltered eyes. So she has this openness for life and love and new things and new experiences. So every moment with her is this adventure. It's filled with playfulness and hope. She's innocent, but she is awakening. She's learning about the world. So a lot of her learning comes with laughter and silly jokes, and she just trusting what life gives her. So every time that we allow ourselves to be filled with joy, we become more like the maiden. However, she is otherworldly today, so we may find her virtues turned into flaws. So that's like when our energy is blocked, we don't allow ourselves to dream, to hope, even to plan a future that's anything but minimal or mundane. And we live in a cold, sterile, joyless life. But when we twist her energy, we become impulsive, we're unthinking, we may become gullible, lost in dreams that never get translated into reality. So there's a tendency to live in fantasy and deny reality. And there's definitely a lack of grounding because dreams get lost in space, right? And life in that it's floating in this bubble and it's perilous. That is kind of where she is. So living in a dream world, it's become habitual. And the addiction to the fantasy is really hard to break. So it can't be changed from the outside by others, even from the inside. There's usually no desire to break through into an unhappy reality until the fantasy world itself becomes too painful to live in, right? Addiction. And usually they don't know it anyway. I'm just saying that with kindness in my heart, by the way. But when the maiden's energy is seriously reversed or otherworldly, this can indicate crippling pessimism. This is an attitude that's when it's possessed, it means that the possessor sees the worst in everything. They expect the worst from life. They get it and they attract it, right? It's that Chicken Little thing where the sky is falling. So this attitude really creates its own misery. It denies one the possibilities of heartfelt joy. So when we have this powerful energy at the thrust towards joyful growth and it's inverted and it's twisted this way, it's still a powerful energy. Usually it requires an equally powerful experience to really break free from it, but there's always hope. Those outside the fantasy need to remember that, even while being realistic about the difficult state of changing this state, this frequency, right? Somebody has to be the adult here and take the lead, be responsible. So following the maiden, we do have, if you chose Neptune, part of the helpline troop, we've got the friends. A friend indeed, a friend in need, right? But these are the wee folk of Fae. They're large, they're small. These two are having a great time. But these are the ones who assist us in our daily life. Sometimes they add a little more confusion, usually in a helpful assistance to be helpful. But that's what they do. But these are the Fae that are associated with the elemental realm, all of the elementals, including and beyond the moonlight, all of them. Some of them work alone. Some of them work in groups. These two are obviously a pair. They're full of life. They're fun. They're sassy. Often they're very mischievous, but they are fun. The friend, the 46. So this is opening us up to receive or accept where we belong. Where does our heart belong? And when we open up and love attract where our heart belongs, we then sparkle our love light a little lighter. Our light is more lovely. Either way, just having a chalice full of sparkling love light. That's kind of how I see this. But this is true friendship. It's support. It's also aid. And the one on top is called Fair Enough, like fair enough. And his little partner below is called Lushan. And these two can help us get back to that childlike trust in the Fae, to renew our forgotten friendships with them. They can also open us up to help us to learn more about the true meaning of friendship. Their hands are outstretched, reaching, crossed, rushing waters. They're steadying each other, one steadying the other. Their hands are reaching, they're giving and giving in return, and just being grateful that they're each there and knowing that, it's hard to manage things alone. But the message here from friends, that friendly cooperation with others, it's necessary to reach our goals, our mutual goals, but a willingness to give and receive assistance and support's also required. Also asking friends for help or suggestions, listening with respect, and expect the gifts willingly offered, but unconditionally receiving, it's more difficult, right, than unconditional giving. We all go through that. It's hard to receive. It's easier to give. But that's the opening up to accept. And remembering that 4 feet on the ground are more stable than 2. So these two characters may be saying that we will benefit at this moment in time from offering support or aid to a friend and looking around us. Someone we love may be needing our help, or be bound up by fear of rejection or pride to ask. So just kind of volunteer your help to your friends. It's going to be great, great. I don't think goodness is the word for this, but it's going to do us both great and increase our own store credit, our otherworldly credit, for help in the time of need. So it might be helping them as we help each other, right? It's congruency. So yeah, with a friend. Okay, and if you chose, Pluto, did I say? Nope. If you chose Pluto, oh, I forgot. You're great. We're doing great. If you chose Pluto, you get the fairy gardens, the frog queen, the fairy guides and guardians. So these are the ones who are devoted with time and energy, directly guiding humans to develop our special talents and our gifts, our own natural magic. And they assist us to become more than we already are, exploring our potentials, transcending our self-imposed limitations, even our fears. So these are the fairy guides that help us to discover the joys of living more harmoniously with nature, with each other, and also with them. But the fairy queen, her name's La Squana. This is sunken treasure. It's the discovery of ourselves. It's adventure. And the 39, that's initiating a new belief through our heart. When we initiate a new belief through our heart, we then, through our heart and our emotions, are blending the sun and the moon And when the heart and the emotions blend, we then have a heartfelt new belief, which is an opinion, a heartfelt opinion that we hold true to ourselves. A heartfelt belief streams, not those outer influencers. But the realm of La Squana, the frog queen, is very extensive. It's both below and above the waters. Fairy waters are made up of human emotions, by the way. Sometimes they're beautifully clear, they're sparkling. Sometimes they're disgustingly murky, they're foggy. Different fairies are attracted to different waters, right? So you could hardly expect to find the Soul Shrinker or Old Gloominous Doom happily splashing in clear, sparkling water, but you could find Nellie's the Alchemist at a murky pool with her wand, holding her wand over the waves to clarify the water. But most of the bright fairies avoid these places. However, La Squana, she knows that there's treasures there, treasures that are lost and disastered, abandoned by pirates, found in the murkiest of waters, the deepest waters. So this is a card or a message about exploration. It's all about exploring and seeing what we really are through our warts and our all, or our freckles, our gray hair, whatever. We discover parts of our talents and even our potentials that have been hidden by old traumas, misunderstandings, even lack of opportunities. So her realm of explorations, it's not limited to just the realms of the emotions, but also it includes the worlds. So she's asking us to dive in deeply into new experiences, even if those new experiences involve flying higher than we might have ever flown before, listening to different styles of music with open ears, try new tastes, look at new sights, try out everything with the open willingness of childlike wonder. She especially would love us to explore new ideas, new paradigms, or places really. And have you ever noticed how people tend not to explore the territory that they live in? How they only visit those places, those special places, when they're trying to entertain somebody from out of town? We do the same thing with so many aspects of our life. And then sometimes we grumble that life is so dull. Life is always adventurous for adventurous people and boring for boring people. And if we don't have anything interesting to do, we might as well clean up the house, right? Or a room or an area when we're bored. So if life seems boring and you feel stuck in a puddle, in a mud puddle, either explore the parts of the puddle that you haven't really seen before, or jump out and do something new, do something interesting. And I'm sure you are not bored or boring. You're not that kind of a person, because boring people probably more than likely don't tune into people like myself. But the Frog Queen is really telling us to pay attention to our dreams, to listen to the murmur of the waters, to note the patterns in the damp fallen leaves, to listen to the distant high sounds of angelic music or the stars. I'm heading up forward to my next card, but because I have a bonus card. But she's also about, it's about water, soothing baths, hot tubs, jacuzzis, your hot spring. We have hot springs in Utah. A sea, if you're by the sea, or a pond or a mountain lake. Mud baths, right? Mud baths are great to quiet us down. Mud, earth, to become strong enough to explore her territory, which is the earth and the waters from the depths of the heights. So it's also important to explore the inner realm. So she's all about exploration, exploring the inner and the outer realms as well. It's very vital. She's also suggesting that we go to places we have never been, try new things we've never done, take classes on subjects, join the Shamanic Healing Academy, just things that are out there that you want to study and you keep saying someday. It's the message for the day. Maybe learn a new language, see where that takes you. Explore out into the world so that you can develop an adventurousness out of your own spirit. It almost goes without saying that she really recommends exploring the land of the Fae, the Otherworldlies. She's almost that exploring of kissing a frog. How many frogs do we got to kiss before we find our prince? I don't know if she's actually serious about it, but it's kind of a suggestion. And for fun, because I snipped ahead of myself, I did pull another card. Actually, it flew out and was like, oh, I better just pull it in. We do have a singer in the house, the singer of courage, singers of the realm, the 8. So the 8 is the energy of today. It's an incision in consciousness. So when we decide to commit to something, this is a commitment to something with no undoing. Once we've decided, it can't be undone in the season of Scorpio. But this is a message of bravery. It's a sublimation of fear. It's moral strength. Somebody once said that courage is not the absence of fear, but that which enables us to experience fear and not be stopped by it, stopped in our tracks. It also is what enables us to do what we believe to be right, even when there's pressure from others around us to do otherwise. It really is what enables us to go ahead into the unknown or out into the adventure, the perilous, where there's no guarantees, safety, or security. In our lives, we are often even constantly confronted with a new world, a new way of being in the world, a new way of seeing and of being seen. And ordinary everyday living takes courage to rise above the ordinary into the extraordinary. That takes even more courage. So one of the keys to consider is to consider the fear and find a way to let the energy of fear itself power the action. That's true courage. And often people think of courage as being part of heroism, which it is, but it also has this quiet hidden side as well. And that may require greater courage because we can't expect the rewards of praise or approval for it. It's inner world. So what does that look like? For example, no courage is needed to be unhappy or in self-pity mode. We do not need to be self-disciplined or wise for that. However, to open our hearts to the risks and the vulnerability of joy and trust requires all of those things, especially courage. So within each of us, there's this terrified inner little mouse, if you will, but there's also a brave healer. So either part of us can take over from the other. So we get to choose which is in charge. So the mouse is the magician with only one trick. It can cast an illusion that's as big as an elephant if you wish. Then fear nearly overwhelms us, but we still have a choice either way. So just learning to live and manage the reactive animal within ourselves. That involves transforming emotions like rage and fear into courage through self-discipline and help the singer of courage. But being that this is otherworldly, this is the song of courage that is actually grown faint. We feel overcome by fear, maybe self-doubt. So the question we need to ask ourselves begins with, what am I really afraid of? Quite often, doing some deep soul searching enables us to discover that our true fears are hidden behind our false fears. That's impossible. Oftentimes, it's impossible to face false fears because they're merely shape-shifting or shadows without any substance, continually shifting and changing form. So facing our fears is much easier because it doesn't keep changing the rules, moving those goalposts. So then the question becomes, what can I do to open my heart to courage so when I feel fear, I can follow through on what I want and also what I need to do? Another question you could ask yourself, what else is present? What else is present? So when fear of any kind arises in our mind, more space is allowed in our heart. And if we acknowledge the fear while at the same time looking for whatever else is besides the fear is also in the cosmic soup, then one neither ignores nor gives too much focus onto the fear itself, and more space opens up within, which then fear can be explored and it can be liberated. All of that kind of felt like a lot. But we really are moving into some kind of new uncharted territories. Some are happy, some are sad. Humanity's at a threshold of a galactic crossroads. But the fire element is in need today. Cooking is an element of fire, starting an actual fire, a candle, the sun, red. Be creative, be compassionate, stoke your inner fires. You could also add the sound of fire, which is the ha, the heat of the voice, and the seed sound of the chakras, the hearts, the yam channel, the crowns, the ong channel. I won't be doing those myself. Maybe inside voice, right? And the moon is in the season of Gemini, so be mindful of your thoughts. Whatever they are, your thoughts are creating a positive emotional attitude, or are they negating an attitude? It's kind of time to cycle up our thoughts, cut or undo the negative ones, bring in new ones. Mercury's in Scorpio, so that's allowing for that. At the same channel as the sun today, so it's time to think brighter. And we did have all the Fae today, a singer, a helper, a guardian, the she, bringing the energies of courage to us. So when creating our energetic drawbridge, our boundaries, be sure to do so with our heart, creating the lines in our life from the core essence of our heart, living in heartfelt peace. I would, left hand on heart, I would affirm that I am making and or creating decisions based on my heart and my intuition. Be your own starlight. You could also bring in the guardian of your galaxy to assist in those choices as well. And with that, I will see you on the other side. Ashe. Hopefully my voice will come back tomorrow. But thank you for tuning in, and I will see you then.